Why do some people get paid so much more, even if they're not the smartest? There are definitely things that they understand. And if you are a professional who feels like you're called to do more, you're not yet using your talents, your gifts, your experiences yet to create income, additional income, then what I'm about to share with you in this video will give you clarity on how you can go about creating value. I know that you've heard it so many times. People talk about once you create value for others, you can actually start to make income for yourself. But how does this really work? So just stick with me as I show you what value means and how and where it comes from. All right, so value comes from three different areas, and I'm going to draw that as three different boxes where people have past perceived void. Right. These are the things that people feel like there's a gap in their life, something they're missing out on. It's probably things like missed opportunities. Yeah. So opportunities in the past that they did not take, right? Maybe they grew up not having money, right? They had financial struggles, right? Things like that. Maybe they wasted their time already. They had poor health. Now they're looking to manage their health better. They had financial struggles growing up and they don't want to live in that kind of world anymore. In this scenario, people will be looking out for things that will help to make their lives better in accordance with their past perceived void. Okay, now the second angle that you can create value from is what I like to call present pursued virtues, right? So in this area, they grew up, you know, sad and dejected. There was an issue that made them. But here, there are many things that they consider could make their life better, right? And that's what they consider as valuable to them in this season of their lives. What could that be? They want better health, right? They want better relationships. They want better clarity, for example, right? They're kind of confused. They don't know what to do, how to go. They want to grow so that they can make their lives better. Those are the kinds of things that people who perceive those as valuable now will definitely be seeking to get value from. And they will be willing to pay you anything for these kinds of things. So I mentioned health, clarity. It could be freedom, right? They've worked so hard all their lives and now they're looking for what will probably give them peace of mind, what will give them financial freedom and things like that, right? And that North Star that they all look up to, right, is definitely what I like to call their future pursued visions. Even you, I know you have a vision, right? What is your own vision for your life? Those are the kinds of things that anybody who can provide you with that thing that you desire for yourself, you will want to pay that person to get to that point. So it could be things to do with maybe influence, right? Some people, yes, they seek influence. They just want to be in the circle where it's happening, right? Some people would pay to become in an influencer circle, right? They'll pay to join just because they know that that person will be valuable to them. Some people, it could be impact they're looking to make, right? Some people, it could be legacy. Some people, it could be financial freedom, like I said before, financial freedom. They're looking to be free. So if you can help them with whatever it is they will do to get financially free, they're willing to pay, to learn, to do what it takes to be able to become financially free. So everybody looks to climb onto that North Star, right? So these are the areas where people create value from. So don't ask yourself, what business can I do? How am I going to make money? The real question that people are asking, you should be providing the solutions to those. Now, for the past perceived void, they could be asking questions like, where do I want to be? Where do I want to be in my life? Right? Like knowing all that I've been through, where do I want to be? And what will make me feel better? What will make me feel better? Right? Live better. Let me use the word live better. What will make me live better and feel better? Yeah. And what kind of future do I want to build? So if you're somebody who you know that you have the skills to probably impact somebody, let's say, for example, somebody is doing a low paying job and you're providing a coaching program, for example, to get them up to speed to be able to get a high paying job. That's you providing value for that person that will change and transform their lives, right? So it's so easy to go through this. All you need to understand is, and I think it would be good to even like highlight some, examples so that you can see how it works. So let's do this, how it works. How it works. So the past void in a box, the present values or their virtues, and their future visions. Okay? So if you can create value that covers this area of their lives, you're definitely going to be making a lot of money. So if somebody who is probably unhealthy or probably had like a health challenge, right? Now that person has tried to diet before. They have tried to go to the gym, right? Maybe they even tried to stay consistent and it didn't work. They tried consistent, uh, you know, exercise or whatever that case may be. They still don't feel happy with their body. And here you are looking for ways to solve these problems, helping them to stay consistent, right? Helping them to exercise, and you're giving them tips for their diets. That means, in as much as they want to be healthy, you're going to consider these things. So you're providing a full-on solution that will solve their problem. So their imagination and their future is for them to stay healthy, right? And you're able to solve this. So this is not just a fitness program now. Can you see how it has changed? It has gone into a full-on transformation. What am I trying to say? Any value that you seek to provide should provide transformation for the people that you want to give it to. That's why, for me, if in my career, for example, I wanted to teach people how to become business analysts or product managers or project managers or even product owners, what I would do is not just to give them a course, right? I'm going to prep them for interviews, and I'm going to give them coaching, right? And mentorship on how to win on the job. That way, it's like a total experience that will give them transformation from point A, where they're all sad and down, to point B, where everything is all good and they're happy. Isn't this like when you get to understand this, you start to provide value at a level that will bring about transformation for people. So the key takeaway here is that people don't just buy products, they don't just buy solutions, they are looking for transformation. So your solution should always transport them to the desired outcome. Yes, your solution should always transform them to their desired outcome. Your solutions should always consider their past, their present, what they consider as valuable to them now, and their future, such that when you're giving them that future, you're giving them a total transformation. So how do you apply this to yourself? First of all, identify a void. What is that gap that you're trying to solve for? What is that pain point? Right? So what is that pain point that you're trying to solve for? The gap or the pain point? Now, connect it to what they want now, what they believe is good now. To make the connections to their virtues and show them the future. So when you're building your solution, it should cover all this. So build your solution to cater to this, and they'll be willing to pay you so much more than what you could ever have thought or even imagined. Because in this case, you're going to be able to name your price. Now that I've said this, I hope this has been valuable for you. If you know that you're really looking to do more for yourself, you know that you want more for yourself, you're looking to do beyond what you're currently doing, either in your job, you know that you have enough skills and experience that can enable you to create value for people, right? And by that, you're fulfilling purpose, you're making impact, and the best part, you're making so much income. If you know that this is you and you're ready to take it to the next level, I'll be hosting a 5-day challenge where you can actually come in to learn how you can do this as well. Okay? I'll wait to see you on the inside. All you need to do is find the link either in the description or in my bio, and we'll connect soon. Cheers.